the stay-at-home order because I think it will help the virus dissipate quicker. I understand the economy is struggling, but by opening up too quickly, I believe the economy will 100% crash.
With the lockdown and everything, if it proceeds any longer, I feel like a lot of the local small businesses will have a difficult time recovering from all of this. They usually have a guaranteed service, especially if it's like a local small gym, which is kind of like what I go to. The owners usually have a guaranteed amount every day, and now they haven't had that for a couple months. If it continues, their bills don't really care about the virus. So I feel like it really will affect the economy in a way that we can't really recover from.
COVID-19.
As of today, I think that we're not really taking the necessary steps to have an end to this. You know, I think a lot of people aren't taking it seriously enough to where it's just going to keep getting worse instead of getting better. You know, I think that people need to take it a little bit more seriously. Definitely. I was definitely for the quarantine order. It was scary, you know, at first, but kind of realized that we're doing it for a reason, you know, like it's necessary. It's like an airborne thing, like, and that just has to do with people breathing at each other and things like that. So I feel like it was necessary for people to not come out as much and stay in their homes for the most part. Not out here like breathing on each other and touching each other and like all that stuff. So I was definitely for it. I don't really agree with it being lifted, but you know, you can't really do anything about it. Like my job asked me to come back to work. Everything's been lifted, and so I said sure. And I'm back to work, and it's not super bad, but it's kind of like I said before, like people just aren't taking it that seriously.
I think that was kind of stupid, I'm not gonna lie. At the end of the day, the quarantine didn't seem to be hurting anybody, just seemed to be hurting people's, not pride necessarily, but people just wanted to go out and do things. I did too, but it doesn't really help anything by letting people out. You can kind of see that by the numbers being spiked after quarantine was lifted.
I think it happened a bit too quickly. We should have waited, given it some time, because now Texas is one of the leading cases in all the world.
I'm not surprised. I'm definitely not surprised. I mean, we're one of the biggest states anyway, you know, and we have a huge population. So I'm sure that factors into it, and it's one of the reasons I'm not surprised, but I'm sure one of the other reasons that we have such a high rate is because I feel like we're one of the last states to do quarantine and then one of the first to reopen. So I'm just not surprised. I'm with it. I'm definitely with it. I think it's something that needs to happen. You know, I don't necessarily believe in looting, you know, like I don't think we need to be looting places and stuff like that, setting buildings on fire and things like that, but the riots and, you know, protests in the streets, like I think that needs to happen. Like there needs to be a change. Like so much horrible stuff is happening and it needs to change.
I can't breathe. Everything hurts. My neck hurts.
Definitely think that it's causing a higher outbreak, which is really sucky because it's a point in history that needs to happen, but it's just something that's happening during a pandemic, and it's just going to make things worse, unfortunately. And then we're probably going to go back into shutdown, which can possibly cause more rioting, and kind of something that I am having a hard time seeing an end to right now. You know, I'm having a very hard time seeing an end to all this.
100%. There's not really any way around that. You just kind of look at the facts, which is what people have to do. Look at the facts, and you'll know that's exactly what's happening. It gets worse before it gets better, yeah, but...
Whenever I was asked to come back to work, I was excited, you know, because I'm ready for things to go back to normal. I was very excited, but also very anxious, very nervous. You know, I don't want to get sick, and my partner is immunocompromised, so if I get it, I'm going to bring it home to him, and he has a much higher rate of, if he gets it, not surviving.
There's no way things are going to be the same after this, just because this is such a huge change. This has never been implemented before in the United States, and you know, it's a hard thing to go through, and it's going to change everybody. It's going to change everybody's point of view. So I feel like life after this is going to be very, very different.
I got unemployment. I waited a while to apply for it because I didn't necessarily need it at the very beginning, and I was kind of hoping that I wouldn't need it and that I wouldn't have to do that. But after I didn't know when this was going to end, so I applied for it and I got approved, and it's really crazy because I am making more money on my unemployment than I have ever made working my butt off. So the prior stimulus package, I mean, it was nice to get something. I just think they have their priorities very backwards. You know, what do they expect us to do with $1,200? That barely pays some people's rents. That's barely enough to pay some people's rents, especially here in Austin.
So the stimulus package it's kind of a double-edged sword, because yeah, it helped me technically, but at the end of the day, I sent most of my stimulus check straight to my landlord.